Hey guys, this is Danny with Axis Games. I want to give you what will probably be the final demo before the actual release of Hands of War 3. This demo we're going to focus on the dialogue system with NPCs. We'll take a look at some of the quests and some of the other features that you'll find new in this game from the previous versions. So Hands of War 3 starts off with you essentially in the capital city with the two champions of the primary factions, the Shadowrunners and the Alliance. And if you read or watched the video of the intro story, you know that you essentially need to pick a side right from the start, and that's what we have here. Now granted, all of the graphics for all of the NPCs, including yourself as the player, are the same. That's not how it's going to be in the final version. I use this so that it renders faster. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to start with one quest by picking one of the two champions, and you'll notice that as you click on both, their portrait shows up at the top. There's Triton and Belden. Added a little bit different interface with questing. Instead of actually having to walk up to the champion yourself, you can just click on them. That indicates that they have a quest. So here we're going to pick Triton, and you can read the quest. A couple new things with this game. In the quest, when you receive a reward, you'll always receive this top portion, and then you'll get to select one of the rewards on the bottom. And sometimes they're going to be items that you're automatically going to get, and you'll be able to select rewards from the bottom. This is going to add, hopefully, a little bit of customization and the prevention of players receiving rewards that they don't really want or need. Something else that's new in this game is the idea of emblems. Emblems act as a currency for each faction. You'll notice when we get down to the portion where we're talking about the merchants, you'll be able to spend your emblems like gold on the specific faction merchants. So we'll have merchants that deal with gold and merchants that deal with faction emblems. So we're going to go ahead and accept this quest, and you'll notice as soon as we do so, you can't accept Belden's quest, and now we can talk to the champions. Now these are the 6 champions from the other 6 factions in the game, and what Triton wants you to do is just speak with them and try and convince them that his way of thinking is the best way. So this is going to introduce our dialogue system, something that's new in Hands of War 3, and this is going to give you the ability to talk and interact with not only NPCs, but people that you fight. Before, all of the dialogue was one-sided. In Hands of War 1 and 2, people spoke to you, but you never replied back, or you never had the option to kind of create your own personality with your character, and you're going to have the ability to do that at least a little bit by choosing predefined responses. So the way this works is they speak at the top, and then you get to select one of your responses at the bottom. Depending on what you choose to say, it may affect your reputation with certain factions. For example, if I reply with something that would be favorable among the Alliance, I may gain reputation with them and lose it with the Shadowrunners, or vice versa. So I select a response, and you'll notice at the bottom that it updated my reputation, and I also moved up a level in terms of standing with the Alliance. This is our faction menu. It gives you information about the specific factions, and also shows you your current standing with them. Okay, so I'm going to complete the quest by speaking with a couple more of the champions. You'll notice as I complete each part, it updates it at the top. And then when the quest is complete, if we look in the quest log, notice it says complete. It turns green, indicating that I can turn it in. Now I get to select whether I want additional gold or faction emblems. I'm going to select the faction emblems and go ahead and complete it. And he gives me another quest immediately to report to one of the faction camps, specifically for the Alliance. So I'm going to accept that, open up my quest log here, check that out. If I wanted to abandon it, I could. I'm also going to go over to the map here, and on the map it shows the quest and where I need to go to complete it. This is something that, based off of feedback, was a really good addition that we used in Hands of War 2, and we're going to use it in this game as well. Moving off of the screen, this game employs the use of click to move. You can also use WASD to move without using the arrow keys. If you want to move off the screen using the mouse, you simply click here and we move down a screen. We're inside the capital city, and these are just some citizens that you can talk with and interact with. If we go over here to the gold merchants, you'll notice that we can buy and sell all of our items. If we try and access the merchants that are a little bit higher, notice it says you need to be a certain level to access these. So we're going to go ahead and excuse me, make our way over to the faction menu or faction merchants so we can see what they have. Now, because this is the capital city, you're going to return here several times throughout the game, and so as you gain reputation, you go up from cordial to honored to ally, you're going to gain access to different merchants. Notice that these, instead of using gold as the currency, these use faction emblems, and I've got 515 because I was testing some things out. But not only are you going to be able to purchase basic things like potions and equipment through these, but you also, this is where you're going to purchase your abilities. So as you gain reputation with factions, you're going to be able to purchase abilities, which is going to give you a different play style based off of which factions you choose to align with. I'm not friendly and I'm not ally yet, so I don't have access to those merchants, but I can browse and pick up some of the things from here. So for example, if I wanted to buy this ability for 40 emblems, I would click on it, it grays out, and then if I go under my abilities menu, notice that it shows up right there, and I can change my passive to that if I want. So I'm going to go ahead and exit, show you guys a little bit more of what the actual game looks like in terms of completing quests and such. I'm going to exit the city and open my map, and notice that I need, if I'm right here, I need to go down into the east. Okay, so this is actually the Shadowrunner camp. So if you sided with Belden in the beginning instead of Triton, you picked the Shadowrunners, this is where you would be getting all your quests from, but we sided with the Alliance. So we are going to make our way over east and get our quest from there. So you notice as soon as we zone in, we have our quest that we can turn in here, because Triton sent us to find this guy. So I'm going to turn in my quest here, and he gives me another quest to kill a warlord directly north of here, so I'm going to accept that. And then before I go and do that, I want to point out this over here. Obviously this guy has a quest, but this is in blue instead of the typical yellow. Blue quests indicate a repeatable quest. This is something that we added to the game, where players can grind out some reputation or grind out some emblems if they wanted to. If they like a particular area, they can stay a little bit longer. So we just want to give a little bit more flexibility in that regard. So now that we've got these two quests, what we want to do is go ahead up to complete this. So we're going to go directly north, and you'll notice that as soon as I zone into this area, the warlord that we're supposed to kill, Roridan, starts talking to us. And this is something that we added in addition to be able to talk to like citizens and that sort of thing. We're also going to be able to engage in dialogue with some of the people that we're going to be fighting, and hopefully this is going to add a lot to the game. So we're sent to kill Roridan, and as soon as we show up, he starts talking to us. So based off our responses, we're going to gain or lose some reputation with the Alliance. And as soon as we finish talking to him, now we can start fighting. And before I engage in combat, I will point out that we do have one champion with us. If you want a little bit more information on the actual combat, there's a video dedicated specifically to that. I'm not going to focus too much on that right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start fighting. And you'll notice that our champion pops up, starts fighting with us, which is good. So kill a couple of the warlings around Roridan, and let's go ahead and engage him. Use a couple area spells. Okay, so Roridan's down. And we've got two more of the warlings to kill before that quest is complete. We get one more. is dead. So both of those quests are now complete. Let's go turn that in. So you'll notice now that both of these quests are complete. So go over to the repeatable one, select a reward, complete that. And then come up here, complete this quest. We immediately get another quest to go fix an axle in the grain mill. I think I turned this one in. Select a reward, there we go. And notice because it's repeatable, it pops up again for us to accept again. We also have another repeatable quest that becomes available that we can take with us as we complete the second part. So I'm going to run up there. I don't think I grabbed the right quest. There we go. There we go. I got it. So if we check our map, it says we've got to go up just northwest of the city. And this will be a different type of quest instead of killing. You'll notice this has just kind of a game icon here that we need to walk over in order to actually fix or complete this quest. So we're going to take out some of these guys around it. And there's a repeatable quest associated with that. We're not going to do that. But most of the time for these beginning areas, for each quest that you're given, there's also going to be a repeatable one associated with it. So we went ahead and completed that quest. So we're going to head back to the quest giver and turn that in, and we'll do the final quest. And then we'll talk about a couple things. So let's turn in this quest. Again, we're going to select some emblems to take, and this one has us going to kill some more goblins, so I'm going to accept this, and then you'll notice our final repeatable quest opens up, so I'm going to accept that as well. And the repeatable quest has us collect some goblin blood, and the actual quest has us just kill some goblins. So this is off to the west. If we check our map, it's over here. So we're going to go a couple more screens. This also is going to show some of the different types of monsters that you'll see in this game. In previous Hands of War games, they've been all humans. We're going to introduce some monsters in here. So you see these are some goblins. And we are to kill the goblins to open up this the blacksmith quarry. And our repeatable quest has us collect some goblin blood, and I believe it's about a 40% drop rate for this particular quest. And there's some goblin blood that dropped. Okay, so you'll notice as soon as we pick up the blood, it says we've collected 1 of 5. And one of the changes in this game was in Hands of War 2, whenever you picked up a quest item like the Goblin Blood, it would actually show up in your inventory. You never did anything with it. It just took up space in your inventory. And so in Hands of War 3, we've actually removed the item from showing up in your inventory. You notice now we picked up 3 of 5, but if we check our inventory, there's no Goblin Blood. So that's something that the player doesn't have to keep track of or worry about accidentally destroying or dropping on the ground. So hopefully that'll be a little bit nicer to deal with. So we've got to kill a couple more goblins. Actually, I think we're finished with that. Finished with the goblin pest, so we can go ahead back and turn that one in. I'm not going to worry about finishing the repeatable quest. So this should give you an idea of what the game's going to be like. There will be mounts, and there will be several other features that we haven't included, but this will most likely be the final demo before the actual release of the game. Hopefully through this you will get a good idea of what it's going to be like, and hopefully you're excited for the actual release of the game. If you haven't already, you can find us on Facebook and like us to keep up with game updates or any additional videos or promo videos that we put out for the game. and I think that's it. So thanks so much, and looking forward to the release of the game. Talk to you soon. Thanks.